Y'all, they're kind of giving like an enemies to lovers kind of thing going on. I'm just saying, I put it out there. Ah! Yes, that's what it gives. It just gives that sense of elegance and about you. It's enough. It really is. Welcome back to Book Bri and Novel Ness. I'm Bri and welcome to this bookish mess. Today we're going to be talking about musical vibes. I got this idea because I'm now reading, which was recommended to me by a video that Christine from the Roomies Digest made about books, about romance books. And I think this was last year. And she recommended Two Wrongs Make a Right by Chloe Leese. Now I'm 50 pages in and this book already has my heart. Now, in the beginning of the book, there is like a playlist. It's a song list. There's a song for every chapter, and I thought that was really cool. And I think other books do this as well. And I think I've seen creators talk about what they hear and envision. So what we're going to do today is go through the top 3, let me get that out of the way, the top 3 books, TV shows, musical scores, the top 3 of 2023 in different categories that have musical vibes. If you'd like to place different TV shows, books, movies that you think have different musical vibes that you'd like to put with the show, whether it's included with the show or what you'd like to add to the show or movie or book, feel free to. And if you'd like to join us here at Book Bri and Novel Ness, we would be glad for you to, if you want to subscribe, if you'd like to, and let's get started. So first we're doing top 3 books of 2023. Okay, so we're not doing any type of ranking. I'm just saying these are my top 3 of 2023. And Legendborn, okay, has the vibes of, now stay with me on this, Midnights by Taylor Swift. Okay, here's why. This is why I think this. The atmosphere, the tone of the album, it feels like dark academia, like Lavender Haze, Midnight Rain, all the things about that album, just going through it, having to deal with all these emotions, an emotional roller coaster, like dealing with things of the past and dealing with them today and how she's like reflecting on them. I think that does well to kind of give the vibes of Legendborn, where you have the character of Bri just going through a lot with the loss of her mom, and she wants to go do something new and fresh because of dealing with that loss by going to UNC Chapel Hill with this program. And then she uncovers Legendborn, this Legendborn society, and then all of a sudden things like start to happen so rapidly, and she kind of discovers more of who she is and keeps building on that. And her character is constantly evolving. It's heartbreaking, it's moving, definitely, like I see it all the time in the bookstores as dark academia and a Lavender Haze, vigilante stuff. Yeah, like Bri's not messing around here, okay? Bri's not messing around. This is our main character and she is not messing around. Don't mess with Bri Matthews. Okay, so the next one I'm going to place here with the beautiful ones. And the album that I think that vibes with this is Feels Like Home by Norah Jones. The reason why I say this is because there's a certain type of atmosphere like Pride and Prejudice like, but there's a little bit of magic, like almost like magical fantasy, where Nina has these telekinesis powers and she's having difficulty because of having these powers. She kind of feels like an outcast, kind of a special air about the book that makes it very reflective over who you are, and also very romantic, sweet, and serene. That's the word I was looking for, serene. It's like you're almost entering a painting. That's what Norah Jones kind of does with her writing, but it's like she's painting with a brush, and that's what Sylvia Moreno Garcia is able to do as well. So if you like calming, sweet, serene vibes, then the beautiful ones is where to go. So we talked about serene and calmness, and then we're going to drift into elegance and lavishness. And The Davenports by Crystal Marquise. This reminded me of Stardust. I'm taking it way back. Okay, come way back with me.
Yes, you can. You have to.
Stardust by Natalie Cole. Okay, this album right here is enchanting. It's like almost like you're stargazing. The story of these women that are embarking on what they want to do, and who do they fall in love with? Is it supposed to be someone that they're supposed to fall in love with, or they happen to fall in love with? And it makes it so exciting what Amy Rose, Helen, and Olivia are going through at this time in the 1910s, pursuing their life and what they want to do. How are they going to be the main characters and leaders of their own lives, especially in the 1910s for Black women? What did that look like? That album is very just romantic and sweeping, but yet a Black woman at the main character of her story, and we love to see it. The next category is TV shows, the top 3 TV shows of 2023 for me. And that would be, I'm going to start off with Slow Horses. Okay, specifically Slow Horses season 3. Y'all, my sister started me on the show because she likes the acting and the career of Jack Lowden. And I was like, who's that? I don't know really. She said he was in War and Peace on a BBC special, and I didn't watch it until now. I'm watching it now. It's really good. Anyway, Slow Horses is with Gary Oldman and Jack Lowden and many talented others. The vibes musical vibes that is giving is the album The Backstabbers by the OJs. And the reason I say it gives that type of vibe, those backstabbers, is because we have these MI5 agents, and they somehow or some way get kind of a demotion, basically, and they get all put here together in this office led by Gary Oldman, plays Jackson Lamb, and he leads them. They kind of come together to solve these things that are happening, and they feel like they need to be a part of it and help. Even though they've been demoted, they feel that sense of urgency to help people. They also get the other agents that aren't demoted, like talk about them, they talk bad about them, make jokes about them, talk about them behind their backs. All the team is getting treated so wrongly. The TV show kind of gives the vibes of Peaky Blinders, James Bond, in The Office. That's what it seems like to me. I really love that show, and I loved all the characters. River, Louisa, all the men, all the people. Love those characters. Also, can I put this in here? Am I secretly shipping Catherine Standish with Jackson Lamb? I kind of am. If anybody else is watching, please let me know in the comments down below. Because y'all, they're kind of giving like an enemies to lovers kind of thing going on.
Oh, how rude of me. I haven't given you enough time to freak out yet. You may do so now.
I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there. I'm sorry if you have on headphones. I'm so excited about the show. Now we're gonna talk about one of my all-time favorites. I'm not ranking these, but oh my goodness, it has to be Queen Charlotte. Queen Charlotte, the story of Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story, and her and George's story together changed the romantic drama game. I'm telling you, everybody was acting superbly. And then the right-hand men for both of them having a relationship. This is top tier. This is top tier. You can't tell me that this wasn't top tier. The vibes that this is giving for me is Corinne Bailey Rae, the self-titled album. And the first song on there is Like a Star. If you've seen Queen Charlotte, stars are very important, okay? Stars are very important in their relationship.
Especially astronomy, the stars in the heavens. I'm quite the farmer. The
ebbs and flows of relationships, love throughout the test of time, Also being just young and young at heart, especially with Girl, Put Your Records On, Tell Me Your Favorite Song. Queen Charlotte, she's young at heart. Like, she just kind of invokes that kind of spirit about her. And George, like, is just the sweetest. I'm just George. And it's beautiful, it's moving, and it moved me to tears. We're still gonna cry about it. Then we have our comedy drama, our dramedy, if you will. And that is The Bear. The Bear season 2. Y'all, this television show, I feel like part of that kind of atmosphere. I have been saying behind, like every time I'm now in the kitchen or cousin, this is just, it's so incredibly written. And the thing for me this season, on season 2 of The Bear, was the musical vibes it was giving was the songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder. There are so many things that this album goes through, and so do all the characters this season, of self-discovery and trying to branch out into something new. Can you evolve from things that have happened and past trauma? So beautifully written, and it's like just evolution of life. That song's in the Key of Life. All the things that happen, from the joyous moments to the most like sorrowful moments, to just all this, I don't know, just creating this beautiful canvas. And the kind of love there in the air there for Sydney and Carmi. Okay, I'm a Sydney and Carmi girly. Okay, I'll say it. Say it from the rooftops. I am a Sydney and Carmi fan girl. Okay, and hopefully this happens. If it doesn't, that's okay. The show is great regardless. But y'all, the kitchen table, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but this is what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for in my heart of hearts. The Sydney and Carmi.
Pure and sweet, waiting to complete my love song.
Now, movies for me, y'all, this was hard because like there's been so many great films this year. Like, you have Barbie and Oppenheimer, and The Color Purple, Maestro, Spiderman Across the Spiderverse, The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, oh, Killers of the Flower Moon with Lily Gladstone and Leo. Then we had Chevalier. Like, all of these like excellent movies, and I couldn't pick the top 3. Like, I just couldn't. I'm sorry. So instead, I am going to give you my top musical scores. Okay, so not songs. We're gonna talk about songs in movies, don't you worry. But the musical scores for me this year that stood out, my top 3, were the following. First, we have Spiderman Across the Spiderverse by Daniel Pemberton. This score is so emotional, so fun, so vivid and bright, and it tells this like beautiful evolving story of Miles' journey. I don't know how this happens, but it's a beautiful creation, and I can't stop talking about it. Another one is The Gilded Age. Now, I need to look up, I will put the person that made this score here because I forgot, and I'm so sorry. But this score is just very evolving of the time. You just feel like very like, oh, I'm part of this New York society, and it's just so refreshing and, again, colorful, very elegant, just very strong in use of violins and string instruments. Like they're pulling at your heartstrings here. Budding romances, and anytime I'm hearing that score, and then all of a sudden I'll feel like Bertha, and I'll be like, George. Yes, that's what it gives. It just gives that sense of elegance and about you. George.
Thank you and kind regards.
Okay, the last one we have for musical scores is by Ludwig Göransson for Oppenheimer. That music is so much part of the movie and so deeply connected with the way that Cillian Murphy plays Oppenheimer, but it just kind of depicts everything of all between the acting of his eyes, his demeanor, everything about him is just like, embodied in this score, and it takes up space. It's just another part of a character in this story, and I feel like it greatly contributed to the film. It just really showed like the gravity and weight of the story that's being told, and it was phenomenal score. So our final category are best songs from these movies, since I can't pick a favorite movie because there's so many good ones. We'll talk about the one I cried at, which is I'm Here from The Color Purple, sung by Fantasia. It is incredibly moving. It just overfilled my heart with joy and happiness to see Celie's story just evolve. And if you haven't seen the original or haven't seen the musical yet, I do not want to spoil anything, but it just, I was in tears, y'all, in the theater. Tears are streaming down. Like, then we have the motivating song coming from the same musical this year, and I just recently saw it, but it is making my top 3 of 2023, with Halle and Phylicia singing Keep It Movin'. It is just inspiring, it's motivating, it lifts you up and just brings a smile on your face. It's just one of those songs. It kind of reminded me of Almost There from Princess Tiana. It kind of felt like that. This kind of like youthful spirit is so joyful. It's incredibly joyful, and I absolutely love it. I keep listening to it, and it helps motivate me to keep it moving. Keep it moving. And I'm probably gonna sing it just as much as the next song, the final song that I will say, sung by Ryan Gosling. The song I'm Just Ken. I was shocked by this musical number. I loved all of it. I'm Just Ken, and just talking about like when sometimes you don't feel seen, and how that makes you feel, and if you're really honest about your feelings, will you be seen? Will you be respected? Will you be accepted to just be just who you are? And I thought this was, it was just Ken. It's Kenough. It really is.
Talented, dashing, transcending.
All right, so that wraps up our top 3 of 2023 musical vibes from our TV shows, books, movies. Please feel free to share in the comments down below what were some of the musical vibes this year throughout TV, books, movies that you really enjoyed. Go ahead and put that in the comments down below. We love to talk to you, and thank you for watching. I guess this is the last video up before 2024, so I'm just thankful. Thank you, Lord. I thank the Lord for throughout this year that to be more confident and to be me and not to shy away from that. There were definitely lots of ups and downs, but look, thank you, Jesus, that He brought me through. And I am going to pray in the new year for 2024 for peace, prosperity, and love. So I thank the Lord for that. I'm thankful for all of you watching, being a part of the book Bri and Novel Ness and all the bookish mess, and just so grateful to have you here. You are inspiring. Thankful for you. So going into 2024 with our heads held high and being proud of who we are. So thank you so much. And I will see you in the next bookish mess video. You probably get more of this. I'm just Bri, and I think I need to drink my tea.
What's happening?
Is it my destiny to live a life with books in my reality?